Hello and welcome back to Loving Life After 50. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into a topic that hits home for so many of us, self-doubt. It's that nagging voice that asks, am I good enough? Can I really do this? And sometimes it feels like it has all the power over us. But here's the challenge I'm taking on today's video. Can we transform our self-doubt into our greatest strengths? Let's explore this together step by step. Now, first, we need to understand what self-doubt is. And it is universal. Everyone, from a beginner to a seasoned expert, faces it at some point. It's that internal dialogue that makes you question your abilities, your decisions, and sometimes even your self-worth. Let me ask, how many times have you stopped yourself from trying something new because you thought, oh, what if I fail? How many opportunities have you let pass by because you felt maybe unqualified? The truth is, self-doubt is not an indicator of your potential. It's an indicator of your growth zone. It's what shows up when you're stepping out of that comfort zone and you're reaching for something bigger. So let's explore reframing of self-doubt. Instead of seeing self-doubt as a stop sign, what if we treated it as a signal for growth? It tells us that we are pushing our boundaries. It highlights areas where we can build skills or gather more knowledge. And most importantly, it reminds us that we care deeply about what it is that we're doing at that moment. I want you to understand why self-doubt feels so powerful. Self-doubt thrives on fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. And our brains are wired to focus on potential threats as a survival mechanism. Unfortunately, this can make self-doubt feel bigger than it really is. So here's the thing. Self-doubt often stems from unrealistic expectations that we place on ourselves. We expect perfection on the very first try. We compare our beginnings to someone else's middle or end result. And we forget that mistakes are not failures, they're lessons. When I started Loving Life After 50, I was a little bit consumed by self-doubt. I worried that no one would watch my messages, that it wouldn't resonate, or worse, that people would criticize me. But I realized something important. The fear of not starting was greater than the fear of failure. And here I am, sharing my message with the world, hoping to make an impact on women across the globe. And the reality is, if I can make a difference in just one woman's life, I'm thrilled. Because if that woman shares her growth experience with just one other woman, the ripple effect will begin and that cycle will continue. This is why I took the leap and disposed of my self-doubt. Next, we'll detail action steps to transform self-doubt into strength. Number 1 is embrace self-doubt as a teacher. Self-doubt isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. It highlights the areas where you feel uncertain, and that's where growth happens. For example, if you doubt your ability to speak in public, it's a signal that you might need practice or coaching. Instead of running from it, use it as an opportunity to grow. Write down one area where self-doubt shows up for you. This is a great action step. Then brainstorm 3 small steps that you can take to build confidence in that area. Now, number 2 is practice self-compassion. We're often our own harshest critics. While we encourage and support others, we kind of berate ourselves for every perceived shortcoming. Let's reframe the narrative. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, try saying, I'm learning, and that's okay. A great action step here is to start a self-compassion journal. At the end of each day, just write down one thing that you did really well, that you're proud of, and one thing you might have learned. This helps shift our focus from self-criticism to self-improvement. Now, number 3 is seeking connection, not isolation. Self-doubt thrives in silence. When we keep it to ourselves, it grows louder. But when we share our doubts with others, whether it's a trusted friend or a mentor or a supportive community, we often find validation and even encouragement. When I shared my fears about starting this channel with my close friends and clients, they didn't laugh or criticize. They encouraged me. They reminded me of my own strengths and gave me the push that I needed. So one actionable step in this area is to identify one person that you can trust and share your current doubts with them. Ask for their perspective, and you might be surprised by their insight. Now, number 4 is reframing failure as feedback. One of the biggest sources of self-doubt is the fear of failure. But what if we redefined failure as simply feedback? Each setback is a chance to learn, adjust, and try again. For example, imagine that you're learning to ride a bike. Each time you fall, you don't give up, you just adjust your balance and try again. And life works the same way. So a great action step here is the next time that you face a setback, ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I improve next time? Number 5 is take action before you feel ready. So here's a secret, you'll never feel 100% ready. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes as a result of taking action. This was a repeated pattern for the first half of my life. I could share examples for hours, but I won't. The most recent example is when I filmed my first video. I felt anything but ready, but hitting record was the first step. Over time, I gained confidence, not because I was perfect, but because I kept showing up. So an actionable step for you in this area is pick one thing that you've been putting off because of self-doubt. Take one small action towards it today, even if it feels scary. The power is in repetition. Transforming self-doubt into strength isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Each time you face self-doubt and take action anyway, you're rewiring your brain to associate doubt with growth, not failure. Think of it like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Self-doubt does not have control over you. It can be your greatest strength when you learn to embrace it, understand it, and use it as a catalyst for growth. So let me leave you with this. Self-doubt is not a stop sign. It's a yield sign. Pause, reflect, and then move forward with intention. I'd love to hear from you. How has self-doubt shown up in your life? What strategies have helped you overcome it? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe if you found this video helpful. It will help me as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, be good to yourself and be good to others.